So the new AirPods 2 are a big upgrade from the originals. Specifically, they have a much better build quality and design. And for $120, the AirPods 2's feature set rivals that of premium ANC earbuds like the AirPods Pro, Galaxy Buds Pro, Jabra Elite 85Ts, and others. Now, even though the AirPods 2 get the job done at a price you can't get mad at, if you want something more refined, then you're still going to want to go with one of these more premium options.
So like I just said, the AirPods 2 retail for $120, but if you want wireless charging, then you're gonna have to put up an extra $20. But nonetheless, the AirPods 2s are priced as a pair of entry-level earbuds. Whereas for comparison, the Galaxy Buds Pro retail for $200, the Jabras retail for $230, and the AirPods Pro retail for $250. So you can definitely see that the AirPods 2 undercut all of these other earbuds by a good amount. Now, if you're looking for a bargain, the earbuds are fine, but if you want to pick any of these other earbuds up, they'll be linked down below. Now, first let's address the carrying case. Like I said in the full review, this is a major upgrade for the AirPods 2 because the original AirPods case was huge and still charged via a micro USB port. But this time around, this case is much more manageable and it's in line with what you'd expect from your earbuds in 2021. However, this case is still a little larger than your AirPods Pro's case, Galaxy Buds Pro's case, and Jabra Elite 85T's case. But nonetheless, the AirPods 2's case isn't super noticeable when you've got it in your pocket. But technically speaking, all of these other cases are even less noticeable when they're in your pocket, especially the AirPods Pro.
Now, when it comes to battery life, the AirPods 2s have a decent combined battery life, but overall it is a little shorter than all of these other earbuds, and it really does depend on how you use these earbuds. If you use these earbuds with their active noise cancellation turned on and with Alexa turned on, then they have a combined battery life of 15 hours. The earbuds themselves can go for 5 straight hours, and the case can supply an additional 2 full charges. But if you were to use these earbuds with their active noise cancellation turned off and with Alexa turned off, then they have a combined battery life of 19.5 hours. A little better, but when compared to all of these other earbuds with their active noise cancellation turned on, the Galaxy Buds Pros are good for 18 hours, the AirPods Pro have a combined battery life of 24 hours, and the Jabras have a combined battery life of 25 hours. And with their active noise cancellation turned off, the Galaxy Buds Pros are good for 28 hours and the Jabras have a combined battery life of 31 hours. So even though the AirPods 2s have a decent combined battery life, all of these more premium options have longer lasting battery lives with slightly smaller cases, which overall is just a little bit more convenient.
But now let's talk about the earbuds themselves. Regarding fit, the AirPods 2 fit like your standard pair of in-ear earbuds, like either the Galaxy Buds Plus or Sennheiser CX400BTs. They fit well, but they do go into your ear canal a decent amount, which means they can get a little itchy after a while. So, some people might not be fans of standard fitting in-ear earbuds. Whereas even though all of these other earbuds are in-ear earbuds, they don't fit like standard in-ear earbuds. Both the AirPods Pro and Jabra Elite 85Ts are shallow fitting in-ear earbuds, as in they don't go in super deep into your ear canal, helping them feel more natural and comfortable for long use sessions while still passively blocking out a good amount of ambient noise. However, since these earbuds are shallow fitting, they can wiggle out from time to time, especially the AirPods Pro. Whereas the Galaxy Buds Pro go in a little deeper than both the AirPods Pro and Jabras, but not as deep as the EchoBuds. So the Galaxy Buds Pro do offer better lockdown than the AirPods Pro and Jabras, but they do feel a little more intrusive by comparison. Overall, earbud fit does come down to personal preference, but something the EchoBuds do have over all of these other earbuds is that they have optional ear fins. So if you're looking for maximum lockdown, then the EchoBuds have you covered.
But now let's talk about connectivity. The AirPods, AirPods, and Galaxy Buds all each establish a connection with your phone. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you can use either one, it doesn't matter. And this is the connection setup that we expect to see from our earbuds now in 2021. Whereas the Jabras are still using a Hero and Sidekick setup. So one earbud, the Hero earbud, in this case the right earbud, actually establishes a connection with your phone and then relays that connection over to the left earbud. So if you just want to use one earbud at a time, you gotta use the correct earbud, in this case the right earbud, the Hero earbud. Now, for the most part, earbuds that are still using a Hero and Sidekick setup do feel rather last gen. However, the Jabras do justify their use of a Hero and Sidekick setup because they can be connected to any two devices at the same time, regardless of operating systems. So if you're a power user with multiple devices, you can still hot swap between them, regardless of OS. Whereas with AirPods and Galaxy Buds, you can hot swap between multiple devices, but only in their respective ecosystems. And then there are the Echo Buds, where switching between devices isn't too bad, but you can't hot swap between multiple devices. You gotta go into your device's Bluetooth menu and manually establish a new connection every single time you wanna go, let's say, either from your phone to your computer.
But now let's talk about sound. The Echo Buds sound like your typical pair of entry-level earbuds. They sound very narrow, they have lots of vocals and a ton of bass that can easily get overpowering and can get muddy from time to time. Now, thankfully, you can adjust the EQ on these earbuds through the Alexa app, and I found that bringing the bass down by 2 clicks and lowering the mids 1 click will get you a more balanced listening experience. But still, these earbuds do sound very narrow. Now, the AirPods Pro do sound a little more open than the Echo Buds, and their mids and highs are well defined. But the bass on these earbuds does not resonate whatsoever. So the AirPods Pro sound very flat and they're still narrow when compared to these other two earbuds. Now the Jabras do sound noticeably more open than the AirPods Pro because they have better instrument separation and they do have hard-hitting bass that resonates a little bit. Now even though these earbuds do have a customizable EQ, I do recommend these earbuds to people who are looking for a warmer bass-heavy EQ because these earbuds just don't sound as open as the Galaxy Buds Pro. Now, like I've said in the past, the Galaxy Buds Pro are my second favorite sounding earbuds. First place goes to the Sennheiser CX400BTs and the Momentum 2s. But still, the Galaxy Buds Pro have great instrument separation because of their dual driver setup, and these earbuds have very deep resonating bass. My only complaint is that the highs can get a little too much from time to time. But nonetheless, the Galaxy Buds Pro should have no problem pleasing someone who's looking for a neutral or vocals-focused EQ because of their great instrument separation, or if you like a warmer EQ and you're looking for lots of bass, then the Galaxy Buds Pro can deliver. However, one very important thing to point out about the Galaxy Buds Pro is that if you want to use their app to select from their different preset EQs or just mess around with their settings in general, you're going to need an Android device because as of June 2021, 6 months after their release, Samsung still hasn't updated their iOS app to support their earbuds. So, if you're an iPhone user, you won't be able to adjust your ANC or ambient mode levels, and more importantly, you won't be able to update them. Which is pretty important because more recently, the Galaxy Buds Pro got the Tap the Edge feature that was missing from the Galaxy Buds Plus, which allow you to raise or lower the volume of your music with these earbuds and allows you to keep pressing and holding on these touchpads to cycle between your ambient mode settings and manually activating your voice assistant. So I'm just saying, if you want to get the most out of the Galaxy Buds Pro, then you're gonna want to be an Android user.
Now, whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user, the Echo Buds have always listening Alexa support. So you can use Alexa to either control your smart appliances like you normally would, or you can use Alexa to control your media on your phone, or you can tell her to open apps, and you can also tell Alexa to place a phone call, all with just your voice. Now, this is very similar to how you can have always listening Siri if you're using AirPods with an iPhone, or Hi Bixby support if you're using Galaxy Buds with a Samsung device. However, just keep in mind, if you do decide to use always listening voice assistants on any of these earbuds, it does take its toll on the battery life. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on these earbuds. Now first, I do want to taper expectations here. The ANC on any of these earbuds isn't going to block out nearly as much noise as a proper pair of over-ear ANC headphones like the Sony 1000 XM4s, Bose NC700s, or AirPod Max. Now, with that being said, it's cool and all that the earbuds have active noise cancellation at a very low price, but overall the ANC on these earbuds mostly focuses on constant low frequency sounds and it doesn't block out all that much noise. If active noise cancellation is very important to you, then I highly recommend the Jabra Elite 85Ts. They block out the most amount of noise here with not all that much cabin pressure, which is great for comfort. Under them are the AirPods Pro, which block out a decent amount of noise. Then under them are the Galaxy Buds Pro, and finally there's the earbuds. But like I mentioned in the past, I only use the active noise cancellation on my earbuds when I have to, and what's really important to me is the quality of their ambient mode. Now, the ambient mode on the earbuds, Galaxy Buds, and Jabras all sound fairly natural, and they all do a decent job of blocking out wind noise when walking outdoors. However, they all have a noticeable hissing to them in the background, and if you were to raise their ambient mode, then that hissing becomes even more noticeable. Whereas with the AirPods Pro, they have zero hissing in the background and their ambient mode sounds the most natural here. But what's really impressive about these earbuds is the amount of wind noise they manage to block out. In situations where you might be walking outdoors and get hit by a gust of wind, the AirPods Pro will still manage to block out that wind noise, whereas all of these other earbuds would still pick up that wind noise. So for someone who uses their ambient mode all the time when they're outside running errands, that's a pretty big deal. But finally, here's the microphone test. Now, the earbuds have a good sounding microphone for phone calls if you're using them in a quiet room. Your voice has a good amount of amplification to it, but you don't sound robotic. Whereas with the Jabras, this microphone does sound a little shallow. But then there are the AirPods and Galaxy Buds, which do put a decent amount of amplification on your voice. But the Galaxy Buds Pro do like to put the most amount of amplification here. However, when it comes to blocking out ambient noise, even though the earbuds are trying to reduce all of this chatter, what really ends up happening is that your voice does start to sound different because an echo does start to develop and you might even get a little bit of reverb. But for comparison's sake, the Jabras don't block out any ambient noise at all. Whereas with the AirPods, they do manage to reduce this chatter a little bit, but more importantly, they keep your voice front and center without developing any echo or reverb. And the Galaxy Buds Pro also try to do this, but since they do have more amplification to them, they do let in more noise pollution. But nonetheless, the earbuds do have a decent sounding microphone for phone calls, but you do want to try to take those phone calls in a quieter environment.
So with all that being said, the earbuds 2 are a decent pair of earbuds at $140. They have active noise cancellation and ambient mode, always listening Alexa, a decent sounding microphone, and a usable combined battery life. They get the job done. But if you do decide to go with these more premium options, then you are going to get a better return on your investment. If active noise cancellation is a big deal to you, then you'll want to go with the Jabras. Or if sound is a big deal to you, then you'll want to go with the Galaxy Buds Pro. However, with the Galaxy Buds, if you want to get the most out of them, you do gotta be an Android user, because if you're an iPhone user, you won't be able to use their app. But if you are an iPhone user, then I still recommend that you stick with the AirPods Pro because they're still the most convenient. They've got the smallest case here, they block out a decent amount of noise, they have the best ambient mode, they have a long-lasting battery, and they have Hey support. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.